Broadcasting live from Westvale Abbey on the plain of Innistrad, this is Tap Tap Concede.
I think there's something in the basement.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's probably just a bit of
There's
water
only
damage.
3 of us. If there was 5 of us, I'd be more
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul, don't join us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tap Tap Concede. Graham here.
Cameron here.
Alex here.
Yeah, and here is a box of Shadows Over Innistrad.
It's got the
And-
saran wrap on it.
Yeah, it's factory sealed and everything. And we're going to do like we did for Oath of the Gatewatch. We're going to do a crack a box today.
Rip it.
And the way we're going to do this is each of us is going to get 12 packs. And we're going to open the packs and talk about the cards that we open and things that we like and just sort of generally gush about how awesome the set is. And then a winner will be determined based on maximum value ripped, which we'll be checking against TCG player mid-price, and number of hats. And there's also a wild card, which is a double-faced ad card.
Which is apparently super rare.
Yeah,
told exists.
we've found very few of the double-faced ad cards.
Huh.
All right, well.
What about basic land? There's
Well,
like
yeah,
no
there's
basic land.
very
'cause
few
there's all these
basics.
checklist cards.
Yeah, mountains of checklists, no basics.
We'll have to do like a. I guess we'll track that as well. All right, so Alex, you got your knife at the ready? You want to unfactory the seal, or unseal the factory, or whatever?
Smells like Shenyang.
What?
Alrighty. 12
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
just like each column.
Well, for me,
Yeah.
12 for moi.
And then a box that is no longer important.
Yep.
Goodbye, box.
So we have a top-down camera for your benefit, and we have, of course, our patented card recognizing technology.
patent pending.
Oh,
Patent pending. Let's see what we got going on here in pack 1.
yeah.
Hey, look at this. It's Hound of the Farbogs. It's my new best friend.
This
This is the card that I domed Kathleen out with at the pre-release. That was filthy.
Actually, this pack is kind of great. Check it out. I mean,
Ooh.
Wolf of Devil's Breach, which is totally fine, works well in limited. But like my double-faced card, Uninvited Geist.
I love Uninvited Geist.
This guy's so good.
I got a Markov Dread Knight.
Okay.
But
Some other
But
stuff.
peep this. We were just talking about this.
Oh.
Get that out of here.
Ooh. Wait, you
foil.
got 2 basic lands?
What?
And look, it's foily.
I feel like Cam has
foily.
already won this one.
So, let me see. So, your rare for that was the Wolf of Devil's Breach, which is 3 red for a 5/5. Whenever Wolf of Devil's Breach attacks, you may pay 1 in a red and discard a card. And if you do, it deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the discarded card's converted mana cost.
Yep.
That seems pretty great.
Yeah, before blocks, you just like
Yeah.
blow away their best blocker, swing in with this guy, probably take something else out because it's a 5/5.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, it reminds me a bit of Spellbound Dragon from Alara Reborn,
Oh, yeah.
which was like this, I think it was a 3/5 flyer, and you could pitch a card whenever it attacked, and it got basically like +X/+O, I think, where X
So-
was its CMC.
I want to play this in Flying Men.
Not Forgotten?
Yeah, because I
What's
think
Not
this
Forgotten
card.
here?
Okay, so it's 1 and a white sorcery. Put target card from a graveyard on the top or bottom of its owner's library. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield.
So what is Flying Men, first of all, and why is this why is
Flying
this
Men is
relevant?
not a good deck archetype. It's usually blue because it's just a series of 1/1 flyers for 1.
Is it the Highlander deck?
Yeah, and also just like other efficient flyers in various colors, but like white adds a bit of.
It's so-called Flying Men because of Arabian Nights, the 1/1 for
the
1
Flying
blue,
Men.
the Flying Men.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or Flying Men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just-
guy on a carpet.
But
Yeah.
it's called Flying Men.
Called
Yep.
Flying Men because of that card and all the cards that are carbon copies of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
like-
I mean, like that card, even though it's one guy, is called Flying Men.
It's called Flying Men.
Yeah,
It's
even
one
though there's
dude on a
only one-
carpet surfing
Well,
in the sky.
the flavor text is like, this one person clapped her hands, and at her side, a dozen men on flying carpets with swords. Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
It is weird. So this card, there's a bunch of different functions. It's always getting you a flyer, which ordinarily wouldn't be good for 1 and a white.
Well,
But
as long as there's a card.
Yeah, as long as there's a card, which is not hard in Highlander. There's like fetch lands and stuff. So you can use this to regrow one of your spells to the top of your library.
Right.
Or you can use it to hate their graveyard. Or you can use it to plow under them and deny them their next draw, whatever that is. So if you like put something garbage in their bin on top of their library,
Oh, right.
it screws their next draw. It's maybe not great, but I think it's cool.
That seems pretty sweet. So in my pack, yeah, you guys go ahead. In my pack, I ended up with a Drownyard Temple as my rare, which is the land. It taps for a colorless, and then for 3, you can return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, which is interesting. Then I had a double-faced card, which is a Village Messenger. That's the 1/1 with haste, and then it becomes a 2/2 with menace. But I don't know how this works. That was my double-faced card, and that was like Drownyard Temple was my rare. Village Messenger was my double-faced card, but I have another double-faced card.
Oh,
Wait,
1
what?
in 8 packs have 2 double face cards.
Okay, that's rad. And check this out.
Oh, I love this card.
It's a mythic. It's Startled
It's so
Awake.
cool.
2 blue for a sorcery. Target opponent puts the top 13 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And then, of course, this goes to your graveyard. But then you can pay 3 blue and put Startled Awake from your graveyard onto the battlefield transformed.
As
And then it comes back in as Persistent Nightmare, which is a 1/1 with Skulk. When Persistent Nightmare deals combat damage to a player, return it to its owner's hand.
so you get to cast
So
it again as a
This
mill spell.
comes through and hits, and then it goes back to your hand as Startled Awake, and then you cast it again. Or if they just kill Persistent Nightmare, it goes back to the graveyard as Startled Awake, and you can just bring it back again. Like, yes, it's expensive, but you can't
Get rid of it.
get rid of this card.
It's also got such cool flavor.
Oh, it
'cause
does.
It's like this nightmare that I keep having about this kid stabbing me in the face, and then I got milled out.
Like as I said, I'm going to lose the last game of Magic I ever play to Startled Awake.
Because you'll just quit and run
Yep.
away forever.
Yep. I got an Avacyn's Judgment,
Oh, interesting.
which
What does this one do?
1 in a red sorcery deals 2 damage divided as you choose among any number of creatures or players. It also madnesses for X red. So if you madness this, you can turn it into like a what's the name of the spell in the last set that you could like divide damage?
Rolling Thunder?
Yeah, Rolling Thunder. It's kind of like that. This would be cooler if it was an instant, but it's fine. Seems quite good.
All right.
I think we need to make a hat ruling on Reaper of Flight Moonsilver. Is that a hat?
Or a crown?
Or just a headdress? Or do we count? It's some sort of
Ooh,
headpiece.
yeah.
Do we count
Oh
that?
yeah, I've
Well,
been
like
totally
catalog.
forgetting about hat count here.
What is
That's Tamio.
yeah?
what's
Is
she
that a
wearing?
hat? Or is that her head?
I think
That's her
she-
hair.
She's got her hair done up. It's not
Yeah.
a hat.
It's not a
No,
hat.
it's her hair. And in the latest Uncharted Realms, they actually talk about like how those are her, like the Soratami have the long bunny ears,
Oh, okay.
and she actually uses them to bind her hair.
She binds her hair with her ears?
Yeah,
That's really funny.
That seems painful,
Dual
but I
shock.
guess not.
maybe she's into it.
Got a hat. Stupid
be judging.
Soren doesn't have a hat.
So
Well, that's
Alex,
maybe why your stuff goes.
so I ended up with a foil Fleeting Memories.
Ooh,
Which
see,
is interesting. That's
Yeah.
it's a 2 and a blue enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, target player mills for 3. So that's fun because that's gonna be part of the mill plan. But I have the vampire package.
Oh, no.
Here, Alex. My flip card is
Oh,
the
baby.
Heir of Falconwrath.
Love it.
I love Heir of Falconwrath. So it's 1 and a
good.
black for a 2/1. That's it. Sorry, 1 and a black for a 2/1 flyer. Vampire. Pardon me. 1 and a black for a 2/1 vampire.
Got it.
Which is fine. Then you can discard a card to transform Heir of Falconwrath into
A Delver.
Heir to the Night, which is a 3/2 flyer. And if you can discard something with madness and pay the madness, then even better. And what would be better in a vampire deck is then a vampire that gives all your vampires madness. So
Yes,
the
Adam.
Falconwrath Gorger is already great on its own because it's a 2/1 for 1.
It's a jackal pup that doesn't dome
It's
you.
no downside. It's a 2/1 for 1.
yeah.
2/1 for a single red mana, and it has this ability that just says each vampire you control has madness, and its madness cost is equal to its converted mana cost.
dig
So
it.
those two get into the same deck, and they're great.
So
Cam, you can see on the over there that your cards aren't actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, none of Cam's cards are visible.
Cam didn't open anything.
Yeah.
Cam doesn't open things.
By the way, the art on Structural Distortion is awesome. This is Nahiri just ruining
Boosh.
Markov Manor. Structural Distortion, by the way, is 3 in a red. Sorcery, exile target artifact or land, and it deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. And like the fact that it exiles is cool because it means that you're not helping your opponent get on Delirium.
Yeah.
But this is not a good card. But boy, it looks cool.
You
Yeah.
know who's gonna win this pack? Whoever gets the most Mad Prophet.
Mad Prophet is really good in this
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. No, he definitely found a home here.
3 in a red, haste, tap to rummage. It's a 2/2.
He has no hat.
He's got no hat, which is a
That's
shame.
true.
He's got a sweet bell though.
And he could really use a hat too.
Yeah.
He could hide that
Bald
little
spot.
male pattern balding he's
Yeah.
got there.
Speaking of male pattern baldness and no hat, my pack.
Oh yeah.
I wound up with Pious Evangel.
Wait a minute, flip it over.
Pious Evangel's
Does
amazing.
he get a hat?
No, he does not.
No.
So
gets
he
a
starts
hood.
off as a 2/2 with the 2/2 for 2 and a white. Whenever Pious Evangel or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay, he's a Soul Sister. Cool. He has another ability. 2 generic mana, tap, sacrifice another permanent. Transform Pious Evangel. What does he
Into-
transform into?
A blood artist.
Wayward Disciple. He becomes a 2/4 with whenever Wayward Disciple or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So I love this card. I really want to play with this card in
Well, they
limited.
took Soul Sister and Blood Artist and stapled them together.
And my rare in this pack was not great. It was Cryptolith, right? Which
Yeah, maybe
I'm
better
not
than
even-
what I got.
Cryptolith
Yeah.
Right
Although-
is 1 and a green for an enchantment that says creatures you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it's everyone becomes a bird of paradise.
Well, it's maybe not so bad. I mean, I kind of want to forget about this one.
Forgotten Creation, Alex got, and it's
The
3 and a
zombie
blue.
horror.
3 and a blue for a 3/3 zombie horror with Skulk. So hey, Skulk is cool,
yeah.
It is.
except that, well, I guess like 1, 2, and 3 power creatures can still block it, but the big stuff can't.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all of the cards in your hand if you do draw that many cards. So you can just
It's like maybe this is really good for. This is pretty sweet for turning on Madness.
Yeah, I think he's actually quite
Madness
good.
and
Oh, sorry,
Delirium.
Delirium.
Yeah.
I think that guy's actually quite interesting. I want to try playing around with him.
Well, if you're
I don't think this card's amazing, but I'm sure you can all guess what the nickname is going to be
what?
for Seagrass Scab. It's a Big Daddy.
God damn.
Oh, it is
It's a
too. Yeah, he's
zombie-
got the benthic helmet.
Yeah, it's a zombie wearing a dive suit. So in this pack, I ended up with a Declaration in Stone, which I think is going to be pretty relevant, which is a 1 and a white sorcery. Exile target creature and all other creatures its controller controls with the same name as that creature. That player investigates for each non-token creature exiled this way. It'd be a good way to get rid of a whole bunch of Eldrazi Scions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I won the hat lottery in this pack though.
Oh no, did you get...
Gone missing.
Gone missing!
It's
Only
the hat.
a hat.
It's a hat. This is the only thing on the card.
Put target permanent on top of its owner's library, and then you investigate.
So
With
it's-
4 and a blue.
It's a more expensive, like, Griptide. But, well, I guess Griptide...
Grip and
Griptide
Siptide?
instant speed? I think Griptide was instant.
I got a mythic as well.
Oh, what did you get?
It's not great. More zombies. Geralf's Masterpiece.
This is super awesome. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
It's okay. So it's 3 blue for a 7/7 flyer, which
Sign me
sounds
up.
crazy. It gets -1/-1 for every card in your hand.
Oh.
But for 3 and a blue, you can pitch 3 cards and return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So like the problem is that Nixithid doesn't get played, and it's less mana for the same amount of power, and the same downside, which is a shame.
All right, so we're on pack 3 now?
I haven't been keeping track.
Okay.
My flip card I want to talk about, actually, Harvest Hand. The
Like Harvest Ham.
The double-faced cards open up such amazing design space from a flavor perspective.
I love this.
So Harvest Hand is a scarecrow. It's a 2/2. That's it. It's a 2/2 scarecrow. So it's this animated scarecrow, right? When it dies, you return to the battlefield transformed, and it becomes Scrounged Scythe, which is equipped creature gets +1/+1, and if the creature is human, it has menace. So when the scarecrow dies, you can pick up its scythe and keep fighting with it.
That's sweet.
Which I just think, like, it's small, but I really
I
dig
won
it.
this pack.
Oh, basic mountain.
Fancy.
Basic mountain and a foiled ghostly wings. So this is an aura, 1 and a blue enchant creature.
Am I crazy, or is Pack Guardian like
I
insanely
think
good?
it's good.
It's very good.
I'm thinking about playing this guy in Highlander because like
So I opened a Pack Guardian here. It's an uncommon. It sort of fits the same template as Teamer Battle Cat, whatever it was called. In that it's
Yeah.
a 4/3 for 2 green.
This
one
one has flash.
This one has flash, and when it enters the battlefield, you can discard a land, and if you do that, you also get a 2/2 wolf token.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
That's
like
6
power with flash.
6 power at instant speed as a surprise for 4 mana. That seems very good. Also, you can see the wolf on the card. Look how big
teeny?
the wolf compared to the Pack Guardian is.
Warf.
So I don't know if the wolf is a cub or the Pack Guardian's huge or whatever, but this card is sweet.
I dig that.
So my rare
Oh yeah.
was a
Hey.
card I want to talk about, Slayer's Plate,
Slayer's
because this card wrecked me
Did
at
it?
the pre-release.
Did it?
Because my opponent got it onto a Relentless Dead.
Oh,
Which one's Relentless Dead?
It is the 2/2 zombie for
Okay.
black, that when it dies, you can pay black to return it to your hand.
awkward.
Oh.
Oh, and it has
The
menace.
Mythic, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So it was like, attack with this thing.
Sweet rare combos with Mythic.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I have to throw like 3 creatures in front of it to kill it. All right, I buy it back. I also get a 1/1 spirit. Slayer's Plate, for those of you at home, is a 3 mana equipment that gives the equipped creature +2/+4, and has the clause, whenever equipped creature dies, if it was a human, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
Also, you got that backwards. It's +4/+2.
+4/+2, excuse
Ooh,
me.
so much power.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just crashing in for 6 damage every turn. And if it died,
Well, they only get the spirit if it's a human, and the Relentless
yeah.
Dead is zombie.
right,
Unless your opponent was like cheating you out majorly.
I got a forest.
it was going into my math, but I don't think he ever got a spirit off of it.
All right. I want to briefly talk about this uncommon I got, Spectral Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly because the art is amazing. He's a ghost shepherd, and he has a ghost flock of sheep.
No, they're all skeletons.
They're all skeleton sheep. They're
really
Why are they ghosts of skeletons?
Shh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey, do you like zombies?
No.
I do.
How about lots of zombies?
No.
From under the floorboards.
From under the floorboard?
Not
3
again.
black, make 3 2/2 zombie tokens and gain 3 life. And it madnesses for X black for X zombies and X life.
So the zombies are tapped.
You
And
gain life.
yeah, but that's why doing this at madness speed, I talked about this in the last podcast,
Yeah.
doing this, if you madness it, that means you can cast it at instant speed. Meaning at the end of their turn, you can
Bruh.
pay, this is the thing, it's exactly the same as retail price, right? Like if you madness for where X is 3, then it's 3 zombies and 3 life.
But instant.
But instant speed, so they come and tap, and then you untap, suddenly you're 3 life richer, but you also have 6 power on the board now
Yeah.
to attack with.
I want to play this in Zombielander because curving into this off of like a Lord, like a 3-drop or 4-drop Lord, you just put like 9 power onto the board. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's going to be
The-
a play I make.
The one card I also want to talk about here is Thraben Inspector, who is a 1/2 for 1 human soldier.
She looks so annoyed.
When it comes into the battlefield, investigate, you get a clue token. But I just love the art on this card because Ian and I discussed this, but her expression is just like she's found this stuff
Yeah.
out of the side of the building and she's
Mom.
looking at it like, why would you build your house out of this? This isn't structurally sound. What is this person doing?
Yep. Oh, Surge card detected. Crawling Sensation.
You mean a card that Surge would like?
No, I kind of like it too. 2 and a green for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can mill yourself 2, and whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, for the first time each turn, make a spider, a 1/1 green insect. So like, I think this only ever makes 1 spider a turn, but you can make it off of the mill, or anytime you crack a fetch land, you get a spider. So, I don't know. It might be kind of cool.
My rare for this
sort of-
pack was Burn from Within,
Whoosh.
which is a fireball, but that exiles.
Take that, Darksteel Plate.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's the other thing. Is it's not just that. Sorry, because it's burn from within, not from without. So if the creature has indestructible, it loses indestructible until end of turn, and then becomes very destructible, and in fact gets exiled.
That's
As a
thoroughly
bonus.
destructed.
Commanders hate it.
Oh, peep it.
What'd you get? Oh, basic
Mountain.
land.
Ooh.
That's really that's so cool. I wonder where that is. Is it Kessig, I guess?
I guess
good.
it would be Kessig.
In the
yeah.
mountains? That's really, really cool looking. I like that.
My rare,
Oh, what'd you get?
Angel of Deliverance,
Oh,
who is a large lady.
Yeah, she ain't cheap.
She's 8 mana, 6 white for a 6/6 flyer with Delirium. When you are delirious, exile. Whenever Angel of Deliverance deals damage, if you are delirious, if you have 4 or more card types among those in your graveyard, exile target creature an opponent controls. This isn't this isn't combat damage. So if you have a way to make her ping, she can do this, and it's not damage to a player. This is just like damage in general. Could you imagine getting double strike onto her?
I don't like it.
Well, I mean, like you would have to hit something that needed to be double struck.
From a flavor perspective, I'd really like to talk about Reduce to Ashes. So the card, like from a mechanical perspective, it's 4 and a red for a sorcery. It deals 5 damage to a creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it. So that's fine. But the flavor text, previously the training center for Cathars, the Elgwad grounds are now used by the Lunarch Inquisition to punish those considered to be heretics.
Whoa.
So I like, from a flavor perspective, it's best exemplified on the Missionaries card, but the radicalization of the church on Innistrad, that they're now getting like very
Inquisition.
Very militant. The church militant.
That they have an inquisition at all.
Yeah.
And then you have this one, Root Out, where they're like rooting out. What are you rooting out? Well, this guy's like busting into someone's home and finding like a
graven image or something.
Yeah, it's just like
Weird.
you know.
A defaced symbol of Avacyn.
Yeah.
This is unclean. It must be cleansed.
But
Root Out, by the way, is just destroy target artifact or enchantment.
speaking of
investigate.
which,
Speaking
Oh,
of
there we
missionaries,
go. Abyssinian missionaries, right?
which have wonderful flavor.
Yeah.
They are
You
3 and a
love.
white for a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, if Abyssinian Missionaries is equipped, transform it. I wonder how much went back and forth between if at the beginning of your end step, Abyssinian Missionaries are equipped or is equipped.
Right.
And like the rules department is like, no, it's a single object.
'Cause it's a card,
It is
yeah.
equipped. And the R&D is like, but they're plural.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they transform into Lunarch Inquisitors, who are a 4/4. When this creature transforms into Lunarch Inquisitors, you may exile another target creature until Lunarch Inquisitors
in
leaves
the
the
bag.
battlefield.
In the bag.
Kid in
So-
the oubliette.
Yeah, Fiend Hunters the
They're-
opponent.
It actually like oubliettes. Well, Fiend Hunters
Yeah.
oubliettes that effect.
And they're already a
has-
4/4. How big are they going to be with like
Well,
some
like
equipment
at
on
minimum,
Oh,
like a
think about it.
5/4 in this set
Hey.
for Shard of Broken Glass.
Yeah.
You've given me the perfect segue into a card that I think is real cool.
Oh.
Skeleton Key. Can I just say what a flavor slam dunk this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cast for 1, equips for 2, and its equipment. Equip creature has Skulk, and whenever it hits a player, you actually loot. So you draw. You may draw a card, and if you do, discard a card. So it's a skeleton key, which gives you a free pass anywhere.
Yep.
So you have evasion, and then you rob them.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, no, it's a
so
wonderful
cool.
little piece of
Just
equipment.
like, don't
I
mind
want it
if
to
I
be
do.
good. I hope it's good.
Similarly,
Well, it's
I really
pretty
like
cheap.
Town Gossip Monger. So this is like top-down flavor win design as far as I'm concerned. It's a 1/1 for a single white mana. That's it. Tap it and tap an untapped creature you control.
Love it.
Transform it. And with the flavor text, you'll never believe what I heard, because you have to tap. You have to get it and the other creature, because they have to be like, hey,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
get in with me on this. And then it turns into Incited Rabble,
Oh man.
which is a 2/3 and they attack every turn if able, because they're all pissed off. They've got their torches and pitchforks.
It's got fire breathing.
And for 2 colorless, you can give them +1/+0 until end of turn.
Yeah.
Rumors are sparks. Gather enough of them, and something's going to catch fire.
Yeah, I love how
It's so good.
awful everyone in that card is.
Yeah.
Like, they just look like terrible, petty people.
Oh no! It's the Get Good Toad.
I think you mean it's the Get Rogs monster. This is we were talking about.
You're thinking of RoboCop. the man is RoboCop's monster.
Detective Alex RoboCop's monster.
We talk about Surge cards, but he is building a deck like entirely around this. This card is really, really cool and very strange.
Okay, what's the Rog Frog do?
3 black green for a legendary frog horror. It's a 6/6, so that's pretty good power.
Preach.
Oh, it has Death Touch for some reason.
So it's a 6/6 Death Touch for 5.
That's pretty good. So-
Sign me up.
Get ready for this roller coaster.
Wait, there's more.
At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog monster unless you sacrifice a land.
Okay.
What a drag.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it comes with a free Frogurt. You may pay.
The Frogurt is cursed.
You may play one additional land on each of your turns.
Okay. Okay. You got to draw some lands. All right.
Whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card.
Oh. Good God.
So you
This
pick-
is
this. I think Surge has ways of making this go infinite with like.
yeah. This seems
Oh, in
like
his lands deck?
Yeah.
With like
Fast Bond?
Fast Bond and Crucible. You just draw your deck.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's pretty hot.
so.
To get Frog Mog Brog.
Whoa, whoa!
Get-
I like
oh,
this card a
I'm
lot.
so rattled.
Yeah,
I'm super
No,
rattled.
this
Rattle
rattled my
chains.
jimmies.
Rattle Chains. What does it do?
Rattle Chains is a 2/1 spirit for 1 and a blue. It has flash and flying.
That's
which-
already
Okay,
fantastic.
sold.
This sounds a lot like Dimensional Infiltrator from Oath of the Gatewatch,
Yeah.
which was one of my favorite cards in that set, even though it wasn't great. But this also gives, when Rattle Chains enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until end of turn. So it has flash, so you can
Red
blank
and
someone's
blue.
removal.
Nice, nice.
Okay, that's pretty useful. You may cast spirit spells as though they had flash.
Yeah.
Like, this is so sweet.
just
This
get
is an
to-
awesome card.
You just get to draw, go, and then cast spirits on their end step.
Yeah, no, this
think
this
of
is like
the,
my favorite kind of Magic to play,
It's so good.
where you do nothing until you do everything.
I'm so rattled.
Yeah.
Super rattled.
Also, sorry, I just wanted to go
okay.
on one more thing about.
Journey.
Actually, sorry, I have 2 more cards that I want to talk about in this pack.
All right.
Macabre Waltz,
Oh,
which is a reprint from
Oh, man.
Guild Pact? I
It
want
might
to say.
be Time Spiral.
it's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
No,
at any
you're
rate.
probably right about Guild Pact.
It's got really distinctive, or previously had really distinctive art with
Yeah.
the two like people.
Like the 2 corpses, basically.
They're
Oh,
not
I'm-
even.
It's
I
very
looked at them.
grotesque.
They're just
They're-
very. They're just very like lithe
Yeah.
people. but
Zombies.
Like-
doused in blood.
Yeah, and it's like very they're in like not a waltz. It looks like they're tangoing, right? Because the woman is like bent backwards.
Dissension and Origins.
Dissension and Origins,
okay.
right? And this just has new art featuring Liliana and a corpse, and I just really enjoyed this art.
Yeah.
Liliana
it's so
looks really
nice.
happy here. She
Yeah.
looks like she's having fun. She's in her element. She's doing what she does well.
I also love that in the background, to the left of Liliana is an angel blowing a trumpet, and to the right is an angel playing a violin.
It's really
And,
great.
like
Yeah.
as the headstones,
Yeah.
they're playing music sort of.
Yeah,
This is really fun. This is a really fun card.
and it's also reasonably useful in this set, I think.
I'm 3 for 5.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's a really pretty basic. That coach is having a bad day.
I also have so many cards that I want to talk about.
Sorry,
Right.
there's just one more in
Yeah,
this
go
pack.
for it.
Pale Rider of Trostad, who is a 3/3 for 1 and a black.
I dig
It
that
is
guy.
a spirit.
I hope he's
it has
good.
Skulk. And when Pale Rider of Trostad enters the battlefield, discard a card, which normally would be pretty rough, but in this set,
This has slightly more abstract art than the
yeah,
rest of the set.
I
It's
really wanted to
super
talk about
cool.
the art
Yeah,
as well. It's
gorgeous.
very, I don't know, it's super evocative. I really like the eerie effect of the faceless rider.
Yeah, that's really really pretty. I like that a lot. One sec, I'm gonna jump in
you've got-
so I
you've
can
got a rare.
so I can open my next pack. Prized Amalgam is a gold zombie. It's 1 blue black for a 3/3. So 3 for a 3/3 zombie. Sure, sign me up. What does it do? Well, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return Prized Amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped at the beginning of the next end step.
I wonder if there's a modern deck that could be happening with this guy.
Now, what about your zombie deck?
I didn't include him. Like he's
Because you have other guys that you cast from the graveyard,
but
right?
not like in
Gravecrawler
Highlander,
and Relentless Dead.
not enough to make this guy good.
Okay.
Because like if he had any sort of keyword ability, like evasion or some sort of thing that would do anything.
If he was like 5% better, he'd be better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like that,
it's a shame.
that's-
It's like I really want to like this, but I think it's only good in like 60 card
Coming in tapped
constructed.
and the next end step is pretty rough.
That's
Yeah.
that's less important than the difficulty of actually triggering the guy.
Right.
So, hey, it's the creepy doll.
Oh,
This
Wicker
thing
Witch
is
is
so
very,
real spooky
very
looking.
unsettling.
Yeah.
Wicker Witch is just, it's a 3/1 Scarecrow for 3.
Yeah.
Great for Delirium, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so they did this once before in Theros,
Uh-huh.
and I love this so much.
Oh,
Watcher in the Web
Oh,
is a 2/5 spider for 4 and a green with reach. It can block an additional 7 creatures
it's so good.
for a total of 8.
It's so good.
huh.
Oh,
It
man.
also like completely stops a lot of aggression, right? Like there's not a lot
Yeah.
so
they
much
can
toughness.
do.
Well, yeah. If your opponent's making like a bunch of 1/1 spirits.
Yeah, like they just have to sort of windmill everything into it and probably lose a couple of things to actually kill it. If there was, is there any combat trick that gives regeneration?
I don't know.
Because that would be brutal.
Yeah, like you finally commit to just getting rid of this thing, and then they are able to protect it. Oh, it feels so bad. It's just such a brick wall.
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll
Oh.
swallow your soul.
Soul Swallower. It's a 3/3 worm for 4. Now that seems bad.
got
for,
trample.
That's not great for green. Okay, so it's 3/3 trample for 4. If you have Delirium, then it gets 3 +1/+1 counters
Every upkeep.
every turn
Oh, that could get out of
as
control.
it keeps swallowing souls.
nom,
That
nom,
sounds
nom,
really
nom,
good. You know what would be good against it and the Watcher in the Web? Lightning Axe. One red mana instant, deal 5. I
Decent.
mean, there's 2 conditions. You,
Yeah.
you either have to deal. You either discard a card, or pay an additional 5 colorless mana,
Oh.
or 5 generic mana. But it's a single red mana kill a thing. That seems pretty great.
All right.
This is a Graph Mole. He looks weird. Graph Mole's got a wiggly
Moles,
nose.
generally speaking, look kind of weird.
All right, so check this pack out. I got a Gastaff Arsonists, which is a 5/4 werewolf. It turns into a 6/5 with Menace, which is pretty sweet. But I got another flip card.
Ooh.
I got an Elusive Tormentor. I talked about this in the last episode. I love this one. I'm not going to go too deep on it right now, but the Elusive Tormentor is the 4/4 for 4. You turn it into an 0/1 hexproof, indestructible, can't block, can't be blocked, and then when it gets through, because of course it will, because it can't be blocked and it's hexproof and indestructible, you pay, and then it turns back into the 4/4 brick, and it's really awesome. And then my rare from this pack was a Nephalia Moondrakes, which is 5/5 for 5 blue, so it's 7 mana for a 5/5 flying. When the Moondrakes enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn, so you get to give it some sort of like pseudo haste, because you probably
Yeah.
get to make an attack that you couldn't have made before. And then for 4 blue, and exile Nephalia Moondrakes from your graveyard, all your creatures gain flying until end of turn.
Hey.
So even if you mill the Moondrakes off into your bin,
You get something out of it.
then you can have a turn where you just go, and I win. I exile this, and all my
strike.
creatures fly, and I hit you. Like, that seems very, very sweet.
Hey, Graham.
What's up? Man, you're just
4 for 5.
chaining these basics.
All I need is
Let
a
me see
plane.
this.
It looks nice.
Oh, that's so pretty.
The rest of this pack not super exciting, but hey, I got the island.
This looks
the
like
most broken card in
this
Magic.
basic island looks like Tortuga from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah.
It does.
What did I get in this pack? Pyrehound, which is fun. It has like super prowess.
Which
No,
is what?
wait.
Superpowers?
It is a 2/3 for 3 and a red. It's an elemental hound with trample.
Okay.
And, okay, fine. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Pyrehound.
Ah, so it's not just +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a +1/+1 counter.
Yes. However, it doesn't count artifacts or enchantments.
Still
But,
though,
Yeah.
seems pretty all right.
I think I would enjoy playing with this card quite a lot.
In limited, you're often not having
Having,
a
like-
huge number of instants or sorceries. But
Well, you are not, maybe.
I got really good fixing in this pack because I got
Wow.
a Choked Estuary and a Forsaken Sanctuary.
so Forsaken Sanctuary is from the uncommon cycle. So it's
The
a
uncommon enemy duels.
yeah. So it enters tapped and you can tap it for white or black. But the Choked Estuary is one of the Shadowlands, I guess.
Shadowlands, or whatever they're called.
Handlands?
Handlands.
Sure. So
Lands.
it taps for blue or black, but as it enters the battlefield, you may reveal an island or swamp from your hand. If you don't, it enters tapped. If you do, then of course it enters untapped.
So like, I think in standard between these cards and the
Battlelands?
Yeah, the Battlelands. Fixing is pretty good because you
Yeah.
just like can peep these out.
I
pretty
got
well.
an Always Watching, which
Ooh.
is creepy. And
Yeah,
it's,
tangible virtue.
yeah, very tangible virtue.
watching me.
It's 1 white for an enchantment. Non-token creatures you control get +1/+1 and vigilance.
It's pretty good. It's
yeah,
nice.
it is. It's very tangible, very creepy virtue.
I wound up with my other noteworthy cards, Angelic Purge,
Nice.
which has fabulous art, but Angelic Purge is a 2 and a white sorcery. As an additional cost to cast Angelic Purge, sacrifice a permanent, and you get to exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment.
Oh boy.
Then I also got a Skin Invasion,
Ooh, nice.
which is a 1 mana red aura. It causes the enchanted creature to attack each turn if able.
I love this
And
card.
when the creature dies, Skin Invasion enters the battlefield transformed. What does it become? Skin Shredder. A 3/4. Shedder.
3/4.
I got that wrong so many times.
Skin Shedder.
Shedder.
Oh.
I've got it wrong so many times.
Gross.
But yeah, it's Shedder.
And it's like you put it on their utility creature,
And then
maybe
kill
something
it.
that's giving you a bit of trouble. You get to kill it,
Crash it in.
and then you
Because
get a
it forces it
3/4.
to attack. It's really good.
Hey, so man,
What's up?
Breakneck Rider. Just
Breakneck
like so
Rider's
many cool
great.
flavor cards in this set. So it's like a 3/3 for 1 red. It's got the werewolf ability. Each upkeep, if no spells are cast, flip it. Breakneck Rider becomes neck breaker.
He ate his horse.
It's a 4/3. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample.
This poor
He
horse.
can't outrun
Big.
what he is.
Oh.
My rare from that pack, by the way, was Welcome to the Fold. 2 blue
Oh yeah.
for sorcery that says gain control of target creature if its toughness is 2 or less. But it has madness for X blue. If Welcome to the Fold's madness cost was paid, instead gain control of that creature if its toughness is X or less. So just like from
Mind
under the
control.
floorboards, this scales, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same cost, like its base cost is 2 blue, and if you madness for 2 blue, it does exactly the same thing. But at instant speed. So if you madness this correctly, this could be a, like a Ray of Command effect, what was the red one that?
Active treason or no?
Turn Against, the
Turn
instant
against.
speed one
Yes,
from Battle for
yes,
Zendikar.
yes.
Instant speed mind control, and that's the thing. This isn't just like an active treason. This is mind control. You get
get it,
control of that
yeah.
creature
Forever.
I mean, until they kill
You get
this
to
or the
take
creature.
it and put it in your collection.
Yeah, you get to
Yeah,
go
you can
home
sell
with
it for food.
Yeah,
So like,
it's like playing with Auntie. None of these things were saying.
No, yeah. You basically you play that and you get their creature and then you unsleeve it and play it unsleeved.
Yeah, right on
you
the
grind
concrete.
it into
Yeah.
concrete. I got another peak land.
Man, I think you're doing really
Although,
well with this.
weirdly, this art does not look like it.
What the-
That's not at all the card that I played just now.
Weird.
Oh, there we go.
Huh.
Okay, Port Town. Now that artwork, that looks like a red, white, black land, based on the color.
Yeah.
Like, check it out, and it's really cool because there's a carpet of ghost skulls.
That's really
It's very cool. So it's the
A
white
haunted
blue.
fog known as the Nebelgast shrouds the cities along Nephalia's coast.
Fantastic. So this is good because
Haunted fog? Why?
I can use it to cast my thing in the ice.
Oh.
You get it there. You get it. There we go. This,
Wow.
I am not looking forward to getting killed by this stupid thing.
There,
Not just killed, blown the hell out.
it's weird though, because in limited there are so many there's so many creatures that are incidentally also horrors.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the zombies are horrors. So, my rare was Drogskull Cavalry, which is another 7 mana flyer, much
Okay,
like the Nephalia
okay.
Drakes. They are 5 and 2 white for a 4/4 flyer. They are Spirit Knights. Whenever another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 2 life. Okay.
All right, sure.
seems
That's
fine.
not amazing, but sure.
3 and a white, put a 1/1 white spirit creature onto the token with flying onto the battlefield, which is also, I mean, like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of mana.
Yeah, but
it's
you're getting a
good.
1/1 flyer and you're gaining 2 life.
Yeah.
And this is a 7-drop.
Yep.
You could. There's a chance that on the
next
following
turn.
turn you can make 2 of them.
Yep. Like
Seems good.
all you need to do is get to 7 mana, and then you can run away with the game.
Win more.
So check this out. I got an Invocation of Saint Traft.
No, not that name.
Good old Trafty.
No.
You can cast
Crafty.
Trafty as an instant with Rattle Chains.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a
Don't say
spirit.
these things. So, of course, the Geist of Saint Traft was from the last time we were on Innistrad, and it was 1 white blue for a 2/2 with hexproof that said whenever this creature, or whenever Geist of Saint-Traft attacks, you get a 4/4 white angel creature with flying onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking, and then you exile that token at the end of combat.
It's such a fast clock for
It's
almost
really,
no mana.
really good. So the Invocation of Saint-Traft, it doesn't give the creature hexproof, but it does give it the whenever it attacks, you get a 4/4 white flying angel tapped and attacking that gets exiled at the end of turn.
maybe-
Or at the end of combat.
Maybe put it on a sculpt creature? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Something with evasion?
Something that can get through,
fly.
yeah.
Yeah.
This seems very, very cool.
I also want to talk about Lamholt
I
Pacifist.
love Lamholt Pacifist.
3/3 for 1 and a green. Sign me up already. She can't attack unless you control a creature with power 4 or greater. This can be her, as you pointed out,
Yep.
if you find a way to get if you find a way to buff her power, i.e., with equipment or an aura, or by putting tokens on her. When she transforms, which happens if no spells were cast last turn, she transforms into Lamholt Butcher, which is just a 4/4. So this fills out like the curve for the werewolf deck,
Yeah.
but I love the detail of the pacifist is holding a dove.
Oh no.
The butcher is also holding a dove.
Oh, I
didn't even see
that's
that.
unfortunate.
Oh wow, you're right. You
Goodbye.
can just see the feathers.
Yeah,
Also, the
she murdered her dove.
the flavor text on Lamholt Butcher: true peace can't be achieved until everyone else is dead.
Yeah, which I mean is something that I've realized.
I got a choked estuary in that pack, so I'm catching up with Alex a little bit.
Decent.
Also, I just love scarecrows. I love the flavor of Innistrad scarecrows. I love the idea of evil scarecrows coming to life. Not for real, but I like it in fiction. And I think all the scarecrows are sweet. Even the dumb little one that's just a 3/1.
I really dig the flavor on this counter spell. Deny existence. 2 and a blue, counter target creature spell. If it's countered in that way, exile it instead of putting it in its owner's graveyard. The flavor text is, when all logical solutions fail, try an illogical one. And it's a guy being beset by some sort of horrible monster, and he's just looking away and willing it to not be there.
Yeah, I
With
don't
all
believe-
his might.
Yeah,
It's just like, I roll to disbelieve 20.
I've done that before, right? Definitely. Okay, I want to talk about this card, which I think may be underrated,
Crank.
Oh, Airwall Illuminator.
but it's really good. I played
love
against
this little
Kenji.
guy.
I wish it investigated
Kenji put
it
together a
itself.
deck that was like the banned Do Nothing Investigate deck that milled me the hell out. And this guy was a big part of it because it blocked all day
Yep.
and it makes an additional token. Airdwall Illuminator is 1 and a blue for a 1/3 flying spirit. And it has an ability that reads, whenever you investigate for the first time each turn, investigate an additional time. So you get 2 clue tokens the first time you investigate each
Let
turn.
me get you 2 clues.
Yeah, he introduces an additional clue. However, I think the first pick in this pack is Sorin Grim Nemesis.
Oh, Domer Pile.
Hello,
Yeah,
friend.
Domer Pile. He bobs wrong.
I think he bobs correctly.
He costs 4 generic mana, 1 white and 1 black mana for a 6 loyalty planeswalker.
Wow, that's really good.
6 loyalty.
I haven't actually really read this guy.
Oh, yeah.
His +1 ability is the Bob ability, only it's misprinted. There's an error when they made this card. And they printed Bob's ability wrong because it says, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand.
Okay.
Each opponent loses life equal to its converted mana cost.
Oh, each opponent,
Each
too.
opponent.
yeah.
Each opponent.
So I don't know if this is getting oracled or what, because I don't know how this made it
I'll
through.
flip my 7-drop and dome everyone in the world.
Yeah, like this guy, all you need to do is resolve him, and he will win the game for you.
Hey, doesn't
while
he have
getting
more text?
bigger. Oh God, he does too. -X. Sorin Grim Nemesis deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life.
Oh, it's Death Grasp.
So
wow, yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
like
And he comes in with 6 loyalty.
yeah, so you can blow away a 5
know
toughness
what it's-
creature with him.
This is just like I think the first Chandra they printed,
Yeah.
or maybe the second Chandra they printed, where it would, its famous role in Standard was that it would blow up Baneslayer Angel, stay alive, and then win the game.
Huh.
It had 6 loyalty, and it had a -X to like burn a creature for that.
Right,
much.
right.
And then there's another
Sorin's
thing.
Nemesis is -9. Put a number of 1/1 Black Vampire Knight creature tokens with lifelink onto the battlefield equal to the highest life total among all players.
Oh,
This is going straight.
So you
into
can just make
Commander.
16 of these things,
wow.
right?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Well, it's better tokens than what I got.
Well, yeah,
okay.
Playground.
the devil tokens are rad, though.
Oh yeah.
See, I am desperate to play devil tokens in limited with Reaper of Flight Moonsilver and Unruly Mob and Pious Evangel.
Alex, would you pay 4 red for a sorcery to give you 4 goblin arsonists?
I don't know, man. That's like 6 mana is so much.
But that's what they are. They're little goblin arsonists.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean-
they can trade for a 2/2.
You know what?
Just one of them can trade
You know
for a
what I
2/2.
would rather pay for this?
What?
4 red.
Just red.
Yeah, red for this same spell
That's
at the same
that's kind of
speed.
great.
Yeah.
The instant speed one is really good. It's 4 mana. It's 3 in a red. Instant speed, you get 2 devils. I briefly want to talk about Tormenting Voice for 2 reasons. One, I think its flavor fits this set really well instead of because it was in Cons and Dragons.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, the art reminds me so much of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland,
Yes. Yes.
which I really like. And my rare from that pack was Gold Knight Castigator,
Hey.
which you just mentioned. So it's a 4/9 for 2 red. It's a 4/9 with flying and haste for 4 mana. What's up with that?
Do I die next turn?
Well, if a source would deal damage to you, it deals double that damage instead. If a source
Ow.
would deal damage to Gold Knight Castigator, it deals double that damage instead.
That's why it has 9 toughness.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to do 5 damage to it to kill it. Because if you deal
Just
4
like-
damage,
yeah.
it takes 8, and that still isn't enough to kill
It's
it.
like it
See, what
has-
you want to do is, I wonder if there's going to be a deck with this and Assault Formation in Standard.
Oh my god.
And just like crash for 9.
So Assault Formation
Is it dragons?
Oh,
Is it
might
dragons
actu-
or is it
I think it's
rotating
Cons.
out?
I think it's just rotated. I believe it's from Cons. Assault Formation
Shame that.
was, it might have even been Paper Forged, but I think it's rotated. Yeah.
No, it's dragons.
Oh,
That's
is it?
Dragons of Tarkir.
Nice.
So it's each creature you control, it's 1 and a green for an enchantment. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness.
No.
Rather than
no,
its
no,
power.
no. That's no.
And you can pay a green to give a creature with Defender attack as if it didn't have Defender, and you can pay 2 and a green to give creatures you control +0/+1 until end of turn. So you could make
Hell no.
Gold Knight Castigator
Like,
so huge.
I mean,
Yep.
that's probably terrible. But it's cute. And that
Yes.
counts for a lot.
it does.
Hey Cam,
Yes?
Howling Mine Gruesome Teeth.
Oh,
Fevered Vision, 1 blue-red enchantment at the beginning of each player's end step. That's even better. That player draws a card. If the player is your opponent and has 4 or more cards in hand, Fevered Visions deals 2 damage to him or her.
okay.
So like,
So it draws you a card
Well,
the
it's
turn
like-
you play it.
yeah, which is already kind of better than
Howling Mine.
Howling Mine. Howling Mine is 2 colorless artifact. Each upkeep, every player draws an additional card. So you get like an extra draw
Yeah.
each turn, but they get the first draw first.
Yeah.
It's played in like Turbo Fog decks that don't care what your opponent's doing, and it
Yeah.
just like has to rip a million cards. But this one, you draw the card first. They also draw, but it domes them. And yeah.
My rare is a
think it's really
corrupted
good.
Graphstone that's bad, and
I
I don't know
don't
why.
understand this card. It's so terrible.
Did you see the picture I posted from the pre-release?
No.
Where I found that
Oh,
card
yeah.
torn in half
Yeah.
next to a tipped-over land station.
That's
Let's
really
talk
funny.
instead about this uncommon I got called Trail of Evidence. Not because I think it's particularly amazing. Trail of Evidence is 2 and a blue for an enchantment that says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, investigate, which is cool and everything, but what I want to talk about is the art, which makes it hilarious that our card reader's not picking it up right now.
Did the reader crash?
But no, it's probably just the art's probably just
wibbly.
not
go.
distinct enough. It's actually supremely abstract when you look at it because
Yeah.
it's this long shot of the Nephalia Drown Yard. There's what looks like some sort of like Hanweir constable standing there at a distance looking on, except that the landscape, the rolling hills of this landscape are actually pages of Tamio's journal.
That's really cool.
And yeah, it's just so cool looking. Like it's this. It seems like only the blue cards get away with like
The super abstract.
truly abstract
Yeah.
art. Like you look at
Like-
Memory's Journey.
yeah,
from the
Memory's
original-
Journey,
from the
yeah.
original Innistrad. Like, because how do you illustrate, the like 87th counterspell in Magic, right?
Well, like even counterspells have a concrete effect, but what does it mean to brainstorm or ponder or preordain?
Right.
Right. Like
You
what?
go like this, and a bunch of globes appear around your head.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or your
considering
head
that
explodes.
considering there's 2 cards in the set that have the same art from different angles. Pour Over the Pages
Oh yeah.
is Jace reading Tamio's journal, and then there's it's a rare, and I don't remember the name of it. But there's a blue rare that is also just Jace reading Tamio's journal. But
Oh no,
like from the front.
it's Pour Over the Pages, and it is another P. Word P. It's a common.
Is it a common?
Is it a comic?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it.
Well, I have a blue card with goofy art
Please.
that I think is really, really cute. Press for answers.
Oh, this is great.
I just
yeah.
love that she's interrogating
A zombie.
this zombie who looks,
looks-
like really sheepishly like, I want to talk to my attorney. You know,
yeah.
She's like, well, we'll get info from you. He's like,
Oh, here it is.
colossal.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Pieces of the puzzle.
Pieces of the puzzle. Yes.
Pour Over the Pages
there we go.
and Pieces of the Puzzle.
Same art.
Oh, it's a cryptolith. It's not the...
Oh.
Oh,
For some reason, I totally thought it was the
it
journal.
looks like a journal.
But it's actually a cryptolith. Anyway,
I played with this card when I was a little kid. It was sweet.
I guess that's okay. You get a little 1/1.
Yeah, it's
I think
a
we actually
land.
have one over there.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
The hive.
Oh no,
the token. Grab that token.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, here we go.
Here's the actual cleric token. I don't know if that'll come up on the overlay, but there it is.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's totally rad. It has a third ability.
Oh?
5 colorless. Sacrifice 5 creatures. Oh, it makes creatures. That's convenient. Transform Westvale Abbey. Then untap it.
Transform it into what? It's got this little 9/7 here. That usually means that the transform thing has power and tough.
Kill it.
What's in the basement?
Kill it. Oh, that's a lot of key. That is 4 keyword abilities.
Ormondal, Profane Prince. A 9/7 flying lifelink indestructible haste demon.
Dear God.
I was about to say he has more abilities, but no, he doesn't. 4 keyword abilities is probably fine.
With
on a
Grizzlebrand
9/7.
gone, the Skurzdag eagerly awaited another demon to claim their devotion. Ormondal did not make them wait long. So
Here comes the airplane.
Because Westvale Abbey says you transform it and then untap it, and because Ormondal says he's got haste, that means you can play Westvale Abbey, do all the sacking, and hit with Ormondal that turn.
Yeah.
And
And like, I assume in standard the play is going to be like, turn 5, this thing, sacrifice a bunch of stuff, flip Avacyn, flip this.
Like it doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't
Right.
matter what colors you're playing.
No.
You can play like standard Eldrazi. You can play like Sky
Yeah.
Spawners and Scion Summoners and stuff, and just get little dudes.
Yeah.
And then be like play it. Use some Scions to sack for the mana. Use other Scions to sack for the ability, and then just like hit for a 9/7.
Yeah.
On like I don't know, turn 4 doesn't seem unreasonable.
I was saying that
The aristocrats.
like modern black-white tokens, if that's still a deck, probably wants to play like 1 or 2 copies of that.
Yeah.
You know, just if the game goes long and grindy, and it's like, well, die,
Yep.
just die.
Wow, I'm way behind here.
Yeah, you're holding things up.
Jeez.
I got an epiphany at the Drown Yard if you want to take
Epiphane.
it away.
Sure, yeah, it's X and a blue for an instant that you reveal the top X plus 1 cards in your library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So
It's Steam Augury.
what happens if you pay a single blue mana? Well, you reveal X is 0, so you reveal 1 card from the top of your library. Your opponent gets to choose whether you get it in your hand or your graveyard. You do X is 1, and then you get 2 cards, and you get to, again, you get to choose the piles, you get to divide the cards into piles, your opponent gets to decide which one goes in your hand and which one goes in your graveyard.
Yeah.
So this is going to be one of those situations where it's probably not in like in Shadows Over Innistrad Limited, but probably in Constructed, like in Cube or something. This will probably be one of those cards that you can very easily set yourself up that you're like, I don't care which one you put in my hand and which one you put in my
Well,
graveyard.
yeah, if you're playing this card, you are in a deck that
like
can
in-
make use of things out
like
of your graveyard.
in
And
Reanimator,
Yeah.
right? You go looking for 4 cards, 2 Reanimator payloads, 1 in each pile, and 2 Reanimator spells, one in each pile. And you're like,
well,
what do you want to give me, right?
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
maybe
like,
I
how
need
bad
this.
does a factor fiction have to be before it stops being good?
Turns out this one's still fine.
Yep. We got Mr. Blobby,
Inexorable Blob.
Mr. Blobby.
The Inexorable Blob.
which
What a
sounds
great
like
name.
an off-brand bootleg version of
the Hulk.
Of the Hulk.
The Inexorable Blob.
Like you would see it in like, it's quite clearly just a bootleg
With
Hulk
an even
figure.
worse theme song.
So the Inexorable Blob-
Inexorable Blob, he is not a slob.
It's a 3/3 blob. 3/3 ooze for 2 and a green. So it's a 3 mana 3/3. So that's fine. If you have Delirium though, whenever it attacks, you get a 3/3 ooze token.
Blorp.
Anytime it attacks, if you have Delirium, you just get more and more oozes.
You know what this thing
because it's
reminds
the
me of?
inexorable blob. What's that?
Spawn Wraith.
What's Spawn Right?
2 and a green, 2/2 trample. Whenever it deals combat damage, make a copy of it.
Ugh.
I think Spawn Wraith might be better.
That's whenever it deals combat damage though.
I think you have to hit a player.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So, Game Trail,
Hey!
Oh, Game Trail.
which is the Gruul. Peakland, Handland.
Shadowland, whatever. So
Yeah.
it taps for green or red. You can reveal a mountain or forest, and if you don't, it comes in tapped.
I like that there's a busted bear trap
Yep.
and also a cart that's on fire.
Yeah. We got Booblegeist.
Oh yeah!
Yay, Topplegeist.
This
Yep.
thing's the nut.
Oh, is this your candle?
It's the best flying
Oh.
man ever printed.
yeah,
and
I think
it's in white.
it's just a really cute card.
It's just like that he's a nuisance.
Yeah.
Just goes around being like, oh no, boop.
Yeah. No.
like, could you not?
It's like when you have
Oh,
when your
maybe next
cat
up
is
you-
just like looks at you and pushes a glass
It's like that cat.
and looks at you again
When the cat
and pushes the glass
it's
further.
It's the F this thing in particular.
Yeah.
Topplegeist is so sweet.
And then wait. Confirm suspicions.
Hey!
So Confirmed Suspicions is a 5 mana counterspell. 3 blue instant counter target spell. But you do get to investigate 3 times. So
Yeah.
you get 3 clue tokens,
Yeah.
which is
Kind of
nice,
like drawing 3 cards on layaway.
Kinda, but still 5 mana counterspell.
Yeah, that's-
The local Highlander community looked at this card and breathed a deep sigh as they sleeved up Mystic Confluence instead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to also talk about the flavor on Liliana's indignation.
Grr.
Well, not the flavor, but the flavor
Mom's
text,
mad.
I guess. Days ago, you came to my door asking for help, Jace. Sorry. Days ago, you came to my door asking for help, Jace. You now have.
Yet
You gotta
now,
read
Yet
it.
now, you're here with accusations. Liliana's just done with Jace's shit.
Yeah.
I just appreciate that.
she's
Yeah.
tired of putting up with him.
Yeah.
I got one more rare and one more foil. Let me
do
do the
that.
well, the foil's not amazing. Storm Rider Spirit.
It's a 3/3. Actually, 3/3 flash flying for 5.
Yeah, goes into the control deck.
Storm Rider Spirit is 4 and a blue, 3/3 flash flying. These have been fine.
This thing looks at rattle chains as like.
It is also a spirit too.
Speaking of spirits,
up?
I like this one. Bygone Bishop. I think this
Hey.
one might be one of the more playable clue making creatures. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's been a lot of consternation in the Highlander community over like how good clue tokens are, and I think there's one card that we're pretty sure is good. It's the one that makes clue tokens every time you play a land,
right.
because like every fetch land becomes a free harmonize.
That's a creature, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a creature. It's a 3/2, and
Yeah.
whenever you sacrifice a clue, you put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yeah.
It's Tireless Tracker?
think so,
that's the
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So Bygone Bishop here. Actually, we'll throw Tireless Tracker up on screen
Yeah.
since Paul's looking for it right now.
Bygone
but-
Bishop, 2 and a white for a 2/3 flyer. That's not great stats, but it's all right. Whenever you cast a creature spell of CMC 3 or less, investigate. So it sort of gives you these like cantrips on layaway. So like eventually, when you run out of gas, you can just start busting clues and get more gas.
Yeah, I think Bygone Bishop, especially in the white-green humans deck.
Yeah.
In Shadows Limited, I think.
I think I like this card better than Mentor of the Meek.
I was gonna compare him to Mentor. of the
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think this is
yeah.
actually way better. Well, like first of all, it has evasion,
Right.
which is sweet. It has 1 extra toughness, I think, and you don't have to pay the mana at the time you cast the spell.
Yeah, because you just want to curve out with your little guys.
Yeah, so you cast this, you start crashing with it. You play like 2 more 1/1s, like make some clues. Later they wrath you, and you're just like, better like investigate these clues and draw a bunch more cards.
Yeah, so Mentor of the Meek was from the original Innistrad, or at least
I think this
it
guy's
was
just
from the original
better.
Innistrad block, and it's 2 and a white for a 2/2. And whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, you can pay a generic mana, and if you do,
Well, I
draw
mean,
a
like
card.
this triggers off of tokens, so that's
Yeah, but still, like you say,
having
right?
to pay the mana sucks.
Yeah, but the Bygone Bishop seems pretty
I
sweet.
dig it.
So now we're going to break briefly to do some counting. And now that we're back, we can tell you all of our totals because we went and did a bunch of counting and arithmetic, and now we're here. So let's get the boring one out of the way. Value.
Yeah.
How did we do?
I got 55-35.
Whoa, dang.
Yeah, I know, right? Pulling most of the weight was Sorin, Grim Nemesis,
Nice.
and Westvale Abbey.
Oh, yeah.
So,
This was all TCG player median price.
yep.
Which you can also find on Magic
Shockingly
Cards info.
valuable foil rattle chains.
Really?
At like $6-ish.
Wow.
Dang.
So
pretty cool.
that felt good.
Well, the hottest thing I pulled was Thing in the Ice, but I only managed to get 38, 32.
And I had 34, 39, nearly 9 of which was Declaration in Stone at 879. The rest of it was just sort of like scraping cents together from here and there.
I mean, pretty good box.
Cam
We
was
definitely
the
made it
first
back.
wiener.
That's true. Choked Estuary was about $5.
Yeah.
Like I think the lands are probably like you probably did okay.
I think the lands are like $5.
Gitrog was actually like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right to get good frog.
So.
So for hats. Oh yeah. By the way, you got 4.
I got 4 basics,
Four basics.
of different types.
I got planes. I got the one
I
basic you
needed
did not
it.
get.
I needed it.
I got 5 basics.
Dang.
However, 2 were planes.
Still
But
though.
one was foil.
That's crazy.
Nice.
None of us got this mythical ad card that James is talking about.
Yeah, no
Apparently it's
double
still out
face
there.
ad card.
I did get an angel token though, which is the token for Invocation of Saint Traft. So
Nice.
that's cool.
Feels good.
And actually, yeah, I got the angel token for Invocation. I got the ooze token for Inexorable Ooze,
bunch of
and then
clues.
a bunch of clues and spirits and zombies. So for hats, so we went through and counted, and we were looking not merely for cards with hats on them, but for distinct instances of hat.
Yeah.
Upon a
so,
card.
Oh, in
Like-
that case I miscounted.
Oh, I see.
Like I grossly undercounted.
Because
Like-
let me tell you, Town Gossip Monger is secret tech for the hats. Because there's this guy in the foreground has a hat, and then one of the people in the background has a hat, and then when it flips over, 2 people have hats. So this
Okay.
one card is 4 hats.
You know what? Forget that. Ongoing investigation has 6
Whoa.
hats.
Whoa,
That's pretty metal.
that's just tech for hats. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, that totally is. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And,
I know. So,
Devilthorn Fox. There's a guy way in the back, way back there. He's got a hat.
anyway, I totally scrubbed out on hats.
What'd you get?
44.
I thought I got 45, but I realize now that I only counted number of cards featuring hats.
Oh, you
So-
might want to recount because I got 51, which technically means I won hats, but you know, you might be able to edge that out. What were some of the? I mean, obviously, Gone Missing is just like
Get one.
top tier hat tech,
Nice.
but there's some where you got to like really look close in the background. I remember when we figured out that Saving Grasp from the first one had it on there. If you look at Clip Wings, he's hard to see, but the guy in the back left definitely is behatted.
Tenacity has 3 hats.
Oh, I do not have that.
3 solid hats.
That's real good. And there was another one that's background hats. Oh yeah. The Cathar's Companion. Obviously, the dog is not wearing a hat, and you can't see this guy's head, but that guy's head on the left, you can totally see behatted there as well. Hats are important, darn it.
Yeah, they are. They keep your head warm. You
Try-
lose 90% of your heat through your head, Graham.
I've heard that. I don't know if it's true, but I've certainly heard it.
Innistrad doesn't care if it's true.
I'm so excited to actually like draft this.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, everyone reseal your packs and we'll draft.
Okay,
Sounds great.
this
Yep.
pack is 15 black cards.
All right, this is
Okay.
a pack of conspiracy.
It's fine. Let's
I'll just put all my rares in this pack.
Okay.
And, no, that's a terrible idea, because I'm passing all this pack of rares. All right, well,
okay, pass this left.
anyway, the point is that was a box of Shadows Over Innistrad, and it's so cool. The set's really, really sweet. Very excited about it. Thank you all for joining us for this bizarre episode. And as always, our videos and podcasts and everything are brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Please do check that out. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next time.